Hello student. Uh, Again today we are going to see this appendicular skeleton. In the appendicular skeleton they are included the pelvic and pectoral girdle, and this pelvic and pectoral girdle is most important for their set of the bones, and which connect to the arms of the each side. The pelvic girdle and pectoral girdle, they are both sides, they are present in the human skeleton, that is appendicular skeleton. The pelvic girdle consists of the mainly two bones, that is sacrum and the coccyx. The pelvic girdle is formed of paired hip bones, each made up of ilium, ischium and pubis. The pelvic girdle is located in the lower part of the trunk. Basically, what do you know about the pelvic and pectoral girdle? The pectoral girdle stabilizes the upper limbs on the thorax, and it allows a range of mobility at the shoulder. The pectoral girdle, it is a set of four bones, that is 1 to scapula and 2 to clavicle. And the pelvic girdle, it is a set of two bones, that is one sacrum and one coccyx, which are present on the girdle. These are the bones, the limb bones and the bones of the hands and feet. The pectoral girdle consists of the clavicle and the scapula. So mainly, what is the function of this pectoral girdle? The pectoral girdle are responsible for providing the structural support to your shoulder region on the left and right side of your body, and they also allow for a large range of the motion, the connecting muscles necessary for shoulder and arm the movements. So what is difference between the pelvic and pectoral girdle? The pelvic girdle is formed of paired hip bones, each made up of ischium and pubis. The pectoral girdle is part of the appendicular skeleton, which are the upper limbs. And in human beings, the pectoral girdle consists of the scapula and clavicle. So you can see this appendicular skeleton, the pectoral girdle, pelvic girdle, and upper limbs and the lower limbs. See, this is the anterior position of the pelvic girdle. You can see they having a sacroiliac joint, sacral promontory, and the pelvic girdle. This pelvic girdle is anterior and posterior side, which are located back sides of the vertebral column. The pectoral or shoulder girdle, it is attached the bones of the upper limbs to the axial skeleton and consists of scapula and clavicle. The clavicle articulates with sternum, scapula, and it plays by the muscles only. The upper limb attached to pectoral girdle at shoulder ischium and glenohumeral joint. See, this clavicle or collar bones lies horizontally, and it is the anterior part of the thorax and superior first rib and articulates with the sternum and the scapula. You can see this clavicle. It is a S-shaped bone with two curves, medial curve convex, the anterior lateral one concave anteriorly. It extends from sternum to scapula above first ribs, and the fracture side junction of the curve. The ligaments attached to clavicle stabilize its position. The scapula or shoulder blade articulates with the clavicle and the humerus. The scapula articulate with other bones anteriorly, but are held in place anteriorly only by complex shoulder and back musculatures. See this subscapular fossa filled with muscles, the coracoid process for muscles attachments in the scapula. This posterior surface of scapula is the triangular flat bone found in upper back region, and the scapular spine ends as acromion process. See, this is the upper limb of the extremity. Each upper limb consists of 30 bones, in the 206 bones, including the humerus, ulna, radius, carpals, metacarpals, and the phalanges, which are present in the hand. So you can see this, the hand bones that is known as the upper extremity. Each upper limbs, it is 30 bones, humerus within the arm, ulna, radius within the forearm, the carpal bones within the wrist, the metacarpal bones within the palm, phalanges in the fingers, joints, that is shoulder, elbow, wrist, metacarpophalangeal and interphalangeals. The humerus is the longest and largest bone of the upper limb. It articulates proximally with the scapula and distally at the elbow with both the radius and the ulna. The humerus proximal end, it is a part of shoulder joint, head and anatomical neck. The greater and lesser tubercles for muscles attachment. The intertubercular sulcus or bicipital groove. The surgical neck is fracture site, deltoid tuberculosis is the shock. See, this is the upper side, the false elbow with the ulna and radius, capitulum, trochlea, olecranon, medial and lateral epicondyles. This ulna and radius, the ulna is located on the medial aspect of the forearm, and the radius is located on the lateral aspect, that is thumb side of the forearm, and the radius and ulna articulate with the humerus at the elbow joint with each other and with 3 carpal bones. The ulna and radius is, that is proximal end. It is trochlear notch articulates with humerus and radial notch with radius. The radius is on thumb side. Head articulates with capitulum of humerus and radial. So you can see this proximal end of the bones is, that is ulna and radius. The ulna, it is one of the little finger side, that is trochlear notch articulates with humerus and radial with radius, and the radius is the head articulates with the capitulum of humerus and radial notch of ulna, that is tuberosity for muscles attachment. See this elbow joint, you can see this radial tuberosity, the head of this elbow joints, how it look like the blue, sky blue colored. Then capitulums, trachlea, humerus, radius and ulna, you can observe in the bones. This radius, ulna and humerus is important for their sustainable of their weight and movement of their bones. And it articulation of humerus with ulna and radius. The ulna articulates with trochlea of humerus. The radius articulates with capitulum of humerus. Interosseous membrane between ulna and radius provides sites for muscles attachment. See the separate side of this radius and ulna. This radius and ulna which are present in the hand, and the tarsals, metatarsals and phalanges which are the important bones in the hand bones. So this ulna, it is a styloid process, head separated from wrist joint by fibrocartilage disc. The radius forms a wrist joint with scaphoid, lunate and triquetrum, and it forms distal radial nerve joint with head of the ulna. See these carpals and metacarpals and phalanges, the 8 carpal bones bound together by ligaments. 5 metacarpal bones are contained in the palm of each hand, and each hand contains 14 phalanges, 3 in each finger and 2 in each thumbs.